This is your hometown station, WDBJ7.
A deputy is remembered tonight after last week's tragedy in Carroll County.
Also tonight, an honor for first responders just 2 months after this deadly house fire in Bedford. And winter is not over yet for millions of people. Tonight, a look at the impact of this heavy snow and high winds. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Melissa Gayona.
I'm Logan Sherrill. Friends, family, members of law enforcement, and people around the area come together tonight to say goodbye to Carroll County Deputy Curtis Bartlett.
Deputy Bartlett was killed Thursday night after crashing his car while responding to a chase near Interstate 77. WDBJ7's Eamon O'Mara joins us live in Galax. Eamon, today was the visitation for Deputy Bartlett. You said there's no set number, but thousands definitely attended, right?
Oh, absolutely, Melissa and Logan. Just so many people. It looked like a community coming here and saying goodbye to a hero. The front doors here at First Baptist Church never stopped opening as more and more people arrived to pay their respects. But what amazed me was how far away I saw some emergency crews travel from to be a part of today. Despite the cold and the snow, people young and old flocked to the First Baptist Church Tuesday to say goodbye to Deputy Bartlett and pay respect to his family. Flags flew at half-mast outside the church as the sign out front had a message for anyone attending or just driving by. It asks people to give sympathy and prayers to Bartlett's family. His father, Sam Bartlett, is the pastor at the church. While some officers from the Galax Police Department controlled traffic for people coming into the church, far more were inside. Carroll County, Grayson County, Galax, Floyd County, Chilhowie, and state police were just some of the law enforcement parked outside. Other emergency crews also made the trip to say farewell to their fallen brother. The Galax Fire Department even flew an American flag over the road using one of their trucks in honor of Bartlett. Since the crash on Thursday, people from around the area have spoken highly about Bartlett and what an important part of the community he was. He'd served with the sheriff's office since 2013 after spending time in the U.S. Army overseas. The K-9 officer was a school resource officer, which explains all the children in attendance Tuesday, and a personal trainer that many people have said helped them lose weight and get fit. Now, a few people who were at the visitation today stopped by afterwards to talk with me. No one would speak on camera as it was just too hard today. But one woman said with tears in her eyes, she grew up with his father, Pastor Sam Bartlett. Melissa, she told me Deputy Bartlett's loss is hitting this whole community very hard.
Yes, and Eamon, we've seen even people outside that community. Thanks for that report tonight on that visitation. And after today's visitation, Bartlett was loaded into a waiting hearse by members of his department. The officers then escorted the vehicle away from the church with lights flashing. The funeral will be tomorrow at 2 p.m. at Galax First Baptist Church.
A follow tonight to this deadly fire in Bedford. Back in January, a 4-year-old girl died in this home on Grove Street. Investigators say these flames started in an upstairs closet. 3 family members were also hurt, but they did survive. Now tonight, Bedford Town Council honored the police officers and firefighters who were involved in the rescues there during those early morning hours.
That's what we signed up to do.
First responders, both fire and police, filled the back pews at the Bedford Town Council chambers to receive recognition for a job well done.
I'd say thank you to everybody that acted that night.
Firefighter Nick Rice went through a window to rescue one of the young girls that morning.
It wasn't long. I'd say it was with less than 15 seconds I did find the victim and evacuated her.
For me, life safety came first, and I went straight in that door without hesitation.
Firefighter MJ McGinnis rescued another one of the young girls that was trapped inside.
I masked up and ran up the steps, grabbed the little girl, pulled her down the steps.
Their selfless act, along with the 5 other first responders, was enough for the town of Bedford and the American Legion to reward them with a plaque.
It really means a lot to all of us that the town of Bedford community really appreciate what we did that night.
We get a lot of people come up and thank us, out of just randomly, and it's very rewarding.
Although the recognition is greatly appreciated, these brave men say it was just another day on the job.
We're here to serve the people, and we do it because we love to do it. I just get a lot of joy out of being able to serve, and I don't think I can imagine doing anything else.
About 2 weeks after that fire, investigators determined it was caused by bad electrical wiring.
An update tonight. After nearly 2 decades, investigators say the search for a Virginia Tech graduate student is over. This is video from the scene near the New River Gorge Bridge after work crews discovered the remains last March. Investigators say DNA evidence confirms those remains were those of Robert Kovac. He disappeared in 1998 while traveling to a football game. Radford police say no one should be concerned right now after these social media posts from students claiming they were followed home by strangers. Radford University responded by emailing students saying they are aware of these emails.
What I would recommend is to first call us, to refrain from posting on Facebook and starting any type of frenzy, just for the simple fact that it doesn't help us as much as a phone call, or if they want to remain anonymous, they can call our Crime Stoppers help tip line.
So Radford police say they did look into the postings and did not find anything to be alarmed about. For information on how to stay safe, visit our website.
Some dangerous wind chills are coming with the very cold temperatures tonight. Now take a look. This is some drone video in Blacksburg. You can see plenty of signs of winter on the ground today. And Brent, you say these cold temperatures, they're not going anywhere.
They're not. We've got the wind too, and that's all coming together to produce some snow bands. These things are blowing in from the north, and they're creating some coatings across the ground. And we've got surface temperatures running in the upper 20s to low 30s. I'm going to take you into Galax right now, and you can see that snow band there. Let me show you a live shot from Galax so you get the idea of what's falling. I mean, if you're in one of these bands of snow, it is coating the ground. In fact, you could get almost as much as a tenth, maybe even a quarter of an inch of snow out of some of these, and it's coating the ground, causing some slick spots. In fact, road temperatures tonight are way colder than they were last night. They're in the upper 20s to right around the freezing mark, so the roads could certainly be worse tonight than they were last night because it was warmer. Now, the other thing we're going to be dealing with is wind chills. Already feels like 7 below zero in Hot Springs, teens and single digits elsewhere, and this is not the coldest part of the night. We'll talk about that with the latest wind chill advisories in your forecast.
And right now, parts of the Northeast are digging out from the late season storm. 50 million people were under weather advisories, watches, or warnings from Washington, D.C. to Maine. And you can see some of this winter weather impact in the monitor behind me. Now, some areas saw more than 2 feet of snow, while others got rain and sleet. Blizzard conditions in North Adams, Massachusetts. A tractor trailer losing traction on a Boston bridge, and drivers trying to dig out their cars. In Delaware, ice took down power lines and sent a tree crashing into this home in Wilmington.
It's like slow motion. It's like a car accident. You see the car coming at you and you can't do anything about it.
People in southern New Jersey dealt with coastal flooding, rain, and sleet.
Kind of feels like it's coming like tiny little icicles just stabbing you in the face.
The brunt of this storm missed New York City, but still a little more than 7 inches of snow fell here. U.S. Airlines canceled more than 8,700 flights over the past 2 days, leaving people stranded across the country. New York City's LaGuardia Airport was closed for the day, giving plows a chance to clear runways before it reopened this evening. But in areas like Pennsylvania's Pocono Mountains, the snow is welcome.
This is absolutely the best way that we could end the season.
And thousands across the Northeast are still without electricity, but in most areas, schools will reopen tomorrow. And this winter storm also impacted flights here in Southwest Virginia. You can see several flight cancellations at Roanoke-Blacksburg Regional Airport. We will keep you updated on delays and canceled flights tomorrow on WDBJ7 Morning.
The storm also causing headache travel to Buffalo, New York, one of the 8 NCAA tournament sites across the country. West Virginia's flight to Buffalo was canceled, so it forced the Mountaineers to have to take a 280-mile bus ride. But the Hokies had no such trouble making it to Western New York. Sports director Travis Wells continues our coverage from there tonight.
The city of Buffalo is set to host the NCAA tournament for the 6th time since 2000 later this week. And Old Man Winter has hit the city with an early March blast of snow. Nearly 8 inches are on the ground, with more expected overnight. All is quiet in downtown Buffalo except for this single train on Main Street. 8 teams will invade the city this week for March Madness at the KeyBank Center, home of the NHL's Buffalo Sabres. But business has yet to pick up in light of the weather. The downtown area has more than 2,100 hotel rooms, which will likely be full over the next few days. The Marriott Harbor Center has rolled out the red carpet for the nearly 200 media members covering the tournament. It was even quiet on Tuesday night, but that is expected to change on Wednesday. Buffalo has hosted the tournament's first weekend more than any other city. In Buffalo, New York, Travis Wells, WDBJ7.
Trav, thank you, buddy. Now, Travis is going to have coverage from Buffalo all week as the Hokies prepare to take on Wisconsin. And Damon Dillman, he's going to be down in Orlando. We'll have reports for us where the Cavaliers are taking on UNC Wilmington. It's I really hate it for Travis. The guy came back with sunglass tan from Florida, and now he's in Buffalo under like a foot of snow.
Yeah, we're talking about Dillman being in Orlando and Travis in Buffalo. Now they swap. All right, next at 11, an update on a controversial flag in Rockbridge County.
Plus, concerns from people in one Lynchburg neighborhood, how a detour is now impacting roads there. And parking plans, what could change, what could be coming near a popular hiking spot in Southwest Virginia.
Plus, Brent is back in the Elephant Auto Insurance Weather Center. Stay right there for your hometown forecast.